There will come a time when every king's boy becomes a man. He'll head into the world to make his mark. These are their stories in The Men We Have Become. Hello and welcome to the story of a man not only personally steeped in the history of kings, his family goes right back to the school's very beginnings. He is Lloyd Waddy. Lloyd attended the school more than 60 years ago, from 1952 to 1957. He was on the school council for 39 years, 3 of those as chair. An old boy, barrister and QC, family court judge and raconteur. His is a rich and varied life of service. Lloyd, tell me what emotions you feel when you come back to the King's School.
Generally joy and achievement, happy memories of good friends, some with us, some not.
And are they the sort of feelings you had when you were at the King's School? Have they continued on?
Not for the first 2 years. All I want to do is get out of the place. But after 2 years, I fell in love with it, and I've been in love with it ever since.
And what do you think is the message to Kingsmen here now as they prepare to leave the school and head out into the world?
Take your friends with you. Faith, hope and charity. Believe in yourself. Public service to everybody.
You want to first explain your cancer experience from a bit over 10 years ago.
Well, yes, I had a lot of SCCs in the ear. One of the ears was rebuilt, and then they thought I had a dislocated jaw. They treated that for 5 months. It was terribly painful. Then they found it was cancer in the ear canal, and I had an 18-and-a-quarter-hour operation and was saved by the one man who'd operate. The others wouldn't.
How significant was your faith during that period?
It was most extraordinary. I never felt alone the whole time.
When the school began in the early 1830s, Lloyd Waddy's distant relative, William Cordeaux, was one of the first pupils. What was the school's vision then?
To bring education into the colony. Bishop Broughton was the man, and of course education in those days was all based on the Anglican Church. And you went off to Oxford or Cambridge, you learnt, and then you taught. Bishop Broughton felt that the rich people were mixing with their convict people and they weren't getting proper education. They needed to be sent somewhere where they could be educated. By that he meant what he had in England, and English people were brought out here to teach them properly, and the government paid a lot to Robert Forrest to come out here and start the King's School. So it was just left at Parramatta. But that's where the gentry were, getting out to their family properties. So they had to be educated somewhere, so they went there.
Lloyd's dad, John, was a Kingsman, a former ace Spitfire pilot, aide-de-camp to the Queen, and a former Health Minister of New South Wales. You must be proud of your father.
Yes, anyone who offers their life for their country. Gough Whitlam I used to tease, but I always respected him. And it doesn't matter about politics. When the things are down, Aussies unite.
This is your jacket from when you attended the King's School?
Yes, yes, yes.
And you designed this?
And then, yes, I did, because the Cadet Corps moved to under-officers, but with the Air Training Corps, I was still a cadet pilot officer. So I needed a badge, so I designed my own.
Lloyd Waddy first went to King's on a scholarship.
And it broadened me enormously. I think there were 16 societies, as one said to Mother, and he's in 15 of them. And it just gave an all-round education, which I'm so grateful for.
So King's made you a man?
Oh, I think so, without any doubt, yes. what sort of a man. People may disagree. I don't think Mr. Keating thought I was much of a man.
Now, in this photo here, did you already have in mind that you wanted to go to Sydney University and pursue a career in law?
Not quite. I consulted QC and he said, what do you want to be? Do you want to be a solicitor or a barrister? I said, I want to be a barrister. He said, don't waste your time going to university. Get to the bar, get on your feet and start talking.
In the early 70s, Lloyd became aide-de-camp to the New South Wales Governor, Sir Roden Cutler.
You get a 3-year period and then it's extended. He asked me to go. I went. He and Dad were great friends and he's one of the greatest men I ever met. And I had a wonderful time there. Met all the astronauts when they came in, all the top people, royal family, Prince Charles, the whole family came in 1970. It was just a wonderful way of seeing people and looking after the poor. This is the sword I used to wear.
Yeah.
And I have to always remember how to do it, but it's got a belt that goes around here in some way.
Yep.
Then it hangs down under here. I could show you a photograph of it, would be better.
When you're asked, what is it that makes a Kingsman? What are the qualities that make a Kingsman that we want to ensure remain steadfast?
Any man is any man, but faith, hope and charity, which they learn here, they learn when they're young to think what life is all about. And they may not think of it until they're dying. They may think of it immediately. They may think of it in the wartime.
Lloyd, what would you say about your King's experience and how it informed you and equipped you for later on in life?
Stand up for yourself and what you believe in.
How did you learn that at King's?
When I took over the junior house of Junior MacArthur, and I said I'd abolish socking, I thought it was outrageous, except for bullying or direct disobedience. And by direct disobedience, I meant something that I would take to the headmaster, and either I went or the boy went. And then there was a revolt of the boys. They came to me one time and they said, oh, sir, your predecessor used to hit us, but you've sent us to Coventry. Please come back. I said, well, I'm not going to hit you. You've got to behave.
For the 150th anniversary of King's, Lloyd Waddy single-handedly wrote the history of the school in this book, which went far and wide. 150 years written up in 3 weeks. And presented to the Pope.
And I sat upstairs and I wrote from 8 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night for 3 weeks, typed it up, and here it is. Because there was no way anyone else was going to do it.
And you also presented a copy to the Pope.
Yes, I took them around the world to give them to people so that if all our archives were in one spot were burnt down, there'd be plenty of copies around.
Lloyd Waddy is a true elder of the King's School and at times a true warrior for the King's School through many significant developments and many debates here.
The Passion came and went, and one summer we were up at Parramatta. I looked out the window in this beautiful place, trees and everything, and down the bottom was a little area where 2 boys were playing marbles. And I thought to myself, that's what I'm here for, that they can have a lovely childhood and a good education and make friends. I can remember as clear as day.
It's been an enormous privilege to report on such a life of service at King's and beyond. We're so grateful to Lloyd Waddy for generously giving us his time and his experiences in life. I'm Glenn Daniel. Until next time, bye for now.